Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm old school, but I keep it funky fresh, y'all. And this is deep, y'all. I'm from the deep, y'all. And what you get is what you motherfucking see.
Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is. My name is Jaime, giving you exclusive events on headlines that you didn't even know you needed. And with that said, let's get on with some events. Heard any good stories lately? Man, oh man, is there some goodies. There's some just stuff waiting to happen. People about to get arrested. One dude's doing crimes and ain't getting arrested. There's like a lot of bananas going shit, a lot of stuff going on. Cops still doing police brutality. People saying that it ain't police brutality. Government still coming for the guns. Like a lot of crazy things happening out there, ain't there? But anyways, like I said, I feel like their police just want us to get crazy and want us to get rowdy. I feel like they're itching for a riot type situation. Like they want a reason to end up doing stuff like this. Because they say like if you want to protest like this, we can do this. And it's always like a lose-lose for us, it seems like. Even when they're in the wrong, it seems like we always look bad. I don't know. I don't like how these rules look. And that's the media train. It's the media engine is their fault. It's like it don't matter. Like I said before many times, my coaches used to say it when we was young playing sports. They'd be like, it was in basketball when I was younger. And they would be like, don't foul them back, because that's the one the ref's going to see. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when we retaliate, like after they act all stupid and we get out, we cross the, okay, that's enough. Now we're going to go do something, make some noise. We're the bad ones all the time, But whatever, I feel like I've noticed something when I see these things happening. When you see the news getting crazy or some news story, breaking ground or whatever, they seem like they really enjoy that part. They really enjoy that part when they get to just unleash the fury, or they get to make us define that gray line where it becomes, is it them protecting and serving, or is it them, committing police brutality on a very lucrative levels? That's where it's like you don't even know what to do anymore. It seems like when I was younger, they was already doing shit in the 90s, like when we was young, teenagers and shit like that. They was ready to do stuff. We'd seen people get beat up. I've got beat up before. They used to show up in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood wasn't even like the worst neighborhood, but it was not a good neighborhood. But when the cops would show up, they already had their leather gloves on and shit with like beans in them. Like it looked like, I was like, what is that? Like a UST glove, but like full fingers. It was like, we was kids, man. We didn't know what this shit, we would get, and they would like, you'd see the ass whoopings happen. And so sometimes it'd be so bad when we was younger, we would just be like super polite. Like, yes, sir. No, sir. Like you didn't even want to look at their faces. And shit like that. You just walk into the park to play some ball. And it seems like they just enjoy that part where we just define that line, that gray line where is it wrong or is it still within their perimeters? And it's just wild, and I don't think it's ever been figured out. Because even from my time to today to even before us, and into the future, are we ever going to figure this out? Because they just seem to just enjoy it too much. And it seems like they are ready when it happens. Like they just got these new moves. Like this stuff you just never seen before, new ones. Like, dang, look how they did that one. They learned that from the old WW tag team days. Sheesh. But I feel like they're waiting for us to mess up so they could just go off. They like, they just like, they want it to like go full throttle in such a way because they got all these new devices, all this new technology, all these new like, what do they call it? Crowd control, non-lethals. And all this shit, like they just want to use it. I think maybe that's why they let all the people come across the border, the illegals come across. So if those guys start committing crime, we could just practice on all these new weapons. Because they want some shit started. I'm for real. Look at this. I mean, look, this is like never changed. Like this is just our cycle. And look at these guys. Like, were they really there to, like, do they look oppressed? Let me ask you, do these people look really oppressed? That's all I'm trying to say. Like, they're taking selfies at a riot. At a protest or riot, at a peaceful situation, right? Look at this dude. Does he look oppressed? Yeah, I'll give you the answer. Hell no, they don't. And that's why I think it's a twist. That's why I think they win and we look bad. Because there are people out there protesting for real situations. And then there's idiots over here just trying to get some clicks on a video or trying to make, trying to publicize their good deeds. Like, I'm going to film myself, give this homeless man $50,000 or 10 grand. You know, did you have to fucking film it? Like, did my man over there want to be filmed on it? I'm not the one I mean, the other people have said this before, but it's just another example. Like, come on. Come on. They are ready. You know, they are ready. Like, there's, like I said, real people to do a purpose, and then they got these clowns. And just like the big gov, they're over here pushing and pushing, trying to make this other false flag what I feel like is happening. Remember the Cuban Missile Crisis? Like, remember these old times? Like, there are so many times they've lied to us to go after somebody. Did they find WMDs when we went to Desert Storm? No. But are they going to get mad at me for saying this in this video? Yes. And do I really care these days? Not really. Because, I mean, our president's out there breaking crimes, and he's giving more money to Ukraine. He just gave more money to Ukraine when banks are shutting down, and people are having some bank crises. Like, but let's give money to Ukraine. That'll fix it. That'll fix everything. That'll fix all I guess all our problems will be solved by giving money to Ukraine. You know? Man, but, you know, I guess, you know, who cares about his crimes? Let's go to another guy's crimes that happened that he already solved back at, like, almost 10 damn years ago. I guess that's how it works. When the Bidens get in trouble, you bring up old crimes. And he must have forgot, like, when they asked him, what about your, you know, illegal dealings? When they asked him in that interview, and he was like, what illegal dealings? You know, come on, dude. That you almost got us with your own. Like, come on, man. But our government, like I said, are pushing so hard. They want to fight somebody so bad. Like, they don't care. They, like, by all costs, they're going to make this war happen with somebody. And they don't even care. Like, back in the day, even, like, they were literally... Even like in the Clintons, they were like arming people in other countries just so we can make them to fight them. Like, oh, these guys got weapons now. They're a group. They put some initials on them, and now we gave it. Thanks America for all the guns. They're like, oh yeah, well now you're a terrorist group. Oh shit, you know, now we can come over here and fuck with you. You know, invade your land, set up a permanent post, and take your resources if you have any. Most of it's oil. We'll take that too. I mean, really? Like, is it that obvious, or is it not obvious? Am I just talking out? I don't know. But I feel like they're just trying to make this stuff happen so they could just go in there and use these fancy little toys and fancy little weapons. You know, they're just waiting. Like, they were like, oh, man, what was that balloon? It's got to be Putin. You know, they were like, it's him. You know, a kite came down. Somebody's drone came down, you know, in Walmart. Somebody drove a Walmart into Target. It was Putin. We got to go over there now. You know, they just said some missiles got blown up in Ukraine or whatever. And they said that it was from Russia. But did we go over there? No, because it probably wasn't Russia. That's probably why it didn't happen. But what's up with the president committing all these crimes and getting all this money from a country that is going to meet with a guy from Russia, supposedly with the scare tactics of our media, teaming up to possibly go against the U.S., you know, according to the fear machines. Because that's like, and I went into my Alex Jones voice, because it is some BS. It's some BS going on. They want to go so bad. Like, they literally were arming, you know, foreign countries just so they could be like, these guys are some bad guys. We got to go get them. You know, watch American Made. Watch American Made. Or look up the real story it was based on it, because that shit was going down. It was going down. And they were bringing them here to train them. You know? Man, that's wild. And with these politicians getting away with all these crimes. All these people that went to that island, not one arrest. You know, the ones they want to arrest are the ones they just want shut up. That's wild. You ain't going to get nobody in jail. You're only going to get people killed and shut up. It was an accidental strangling. You got accidentally strangled. Like, oh, really? You know, how do you accidentally get strangled? You know, I could answer that question, but I'm not, because, you know, I'm not going to go there. But apparently back in the 80s, there was this big network of this global corporate control group. These people controlled like all the freaking, like, back in the day, they had like over 43,000 companies of, like, they controlled the capital market. But this company basically is like, you know, this international, you know, banking companies are controlling all our politicians. They just pump money into these guys to just keep this train moving, keep this BS moving. And this is it's a bunch of, like I said, in the 80s, they were controlling like 40% of all this capital markets. That was in the 80s. You know how much money is now? Like, they're probably sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech. Like, these motherfuckers are throwing some crazy money around here. You know, we got to watch ourselves because they are grouping up. You know, like, if they had 40% then, they probably own it all now. That's just my opinion. Good Lord. I don't even want to fight these guys. They're trying to make us fight these guys. And I don't want to do it, humans. That's why we got to be smart about this. I feel like they're setting us up. And we're going to jump right into the trap. We're going to grab the cheese. We're going to bite the cheese. I hope we don't bite the cheese. But it feels like it's already there and it smells like some good cheese. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.